one of the things about audit committee when you get into is that they're only looking at you quarter to quarter. Maybe you're spending, 15 to 25 minutes with them. And so from a collectiveness, I like to tell them, what's the direct impact of internal audit, right? And so we'll look at our audit projects that we have for the year and have that reflection back where it's like, this is our direct impact. And what I mean by direct impact is the quantifiable weaknesses. So we may not extrapolate that because I do not want to get into this is not something to get into the discussion of, hey, you can't extrapolate that or anything. It's just based on the pure finding and the items that we looked at. We also have our special project area, which is the internal control assessment of like for this past year, where we say, hey, and we really don't make donuts, but I needed another name there. But
Okay. I was super curious about that. I was like, is that a code name or what is that?
and so yeah, it's time to make the donuts. And so but we've actually found or identified some areas of internal controls you know, where there's opportunity there to actually, improve upon. And same thing with a special project. So we'll have a special project where, again, there's a control weakness that we're identifying and say, by going into these areas and enhancing the controls into these dollar areas, we're helping the company. And then there's some other stuff because from a softer touch, right? It's kinda like, where are you helping the business? So we're big in the Toyota way, at Vermeer. It's one of the philosophies that they have implemented. And so 'cause a Kaizen event is the internal control process. And so we get asked or we do go to, different Kaizen events to be a part of. And so we don't own any of the controls that come out of these events. We just give recommendations or ask questions. Uh, so it is one of the areas though that our CEO has said to me and said, "This is an area that I really enjoy you being a part of, to ask the questions, to make sure that people are doing, not only what they should be doing, but to really think and force themselves to rethink a process that we have." And these could be like from a manufacturing perspective, which is majority of the Kaizen event or manufacturing, but also from a business impact. We have special projects, so internal control projects or different, just different areas of the business that we could get into that are year-long projects. And then from book study and then education, these two I do like to put on the emphasize because I have a couple of former educators and people who are who take the education portion very seriously. And so they help, and internally we do too. I do. It's one a part of my philosophy is that continuous learning. Uh, and then of course we have I put this one in there because there's a uh, LinkedIn certification. So applying generative AI as a business professional, and he got a lot of different uh, perked up a lot of heads when we start to say that because a lot of our team members and departments have yet to go in that direction.